my short time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. You must go forth into the world and turn your hopes and dreams into action. America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government, we worship God. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage to take it and to do it. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. I've seen so many brilliant people. They gave up in life. They were totally brilliant. They were top of their class. They were the best students. They were the best of everything. They gave up. I've seen others who really didn't have that talent or that ability, and they're among the most successful people today in the world because they never quit and they never gave up. So just remember that. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you. Carry yourself with dignity and pride. Demand the best from yourself and be totally unafraid to challenge entrenched interests and failed power structure.
Wow, that was an amazing motivational ad. That was absolutely amazing. Wow. Never give up. Never, ever give up. And don't be afraid to challenge failing power structures. And see, this is Donald Trump's life, particularly over the last 8 or 9 years. The last 8 or 9 years, he's an outsider. He is. He is not part of the club, so to speak. And they don't like that. He said there's nothing wrong with being an outsider. Never give up. Believe. Never, ever give up. So you can have talented people who are super bright. Their IQs are through the roof. But if they give up, there's someone else who is not as brilliant, but they choose to never give up and they're super successful. Believe. We don't worship government. We worship God. So we have to remember that. And I just want to say this for those of us who are really into Donald Trump and what he stands for. Focus on God more than him. Don't focus on him. He is an instrument that I believe God is using because the laws, now I've said before, a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. Well, with a politician, that fruit has to be their laws, their policies, the legislation that they pass. And with Donald Trump, he put pro-life judges on the Supreme Court. With him, interest rates were better. With him, there were no wars. So we have to look at the fruit, and a politician's fruit Are there laws, their policies, their legislation that they pass? It has to be. What is the fruit of a good surgeon? Not someone who kills their patients, but someone who has a lot of people's lives in their hands, and they did the surgery correctly, and that person got up to live many, many more years of life. You see? So in order for us to know whether something is good or not, is to look at the results. Don't depend on the news, the propaganda media to tell you how good something is. Don't depend on fact check or PolitiFact. Please. I just went to the salon, the beauty salon today, and got my hair done. And the lady that does my hair, she was like, well, Trump lies all the time. Every time I look at fact check, everything he said was a lie. Fact check is lying. Because when I listened to Donald Trump and when I did my research, it came up that Donald J. Trump was telling the absolute truth. So when something is called fact check or PolitiFact, doesn't mean that it's accurate. This is just like a church. All churches should be preaching the word of God, but are all churches or are all preachers preaching the true, unadulterated word of God? You know the answer to that is no. Okay, so just because something is supposed to be what it says it is, doesn't mean that that is what it is. If you sit in a church all day, doesn't make you a believer. I can sit in a garage. I'm not going to become a car. So we just, we should know better than that by now. All the things that are out there in the media that claim to be one thing are actually the exact opposite. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. Don't believe. Stop believing you can trust what's out there on the TV. They trying to spin a narrative. And that's just facts. And you all tell me what you thought of that video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Also check out childlightcandles.com. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.